welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is your friendly neighborhood wand maker again. Today we're just going to make another video. Hope you enjoy it. Sticking with maple, kind of like to keep working on one wood until I got all the blanks through. I guess that just comes from me as a kid doing, I'd eat around my plate, eat everything at once, just eat. If I had green beans, carrots, mashed potatoes, meat and bread, I'd eat my way around, saving the bread for last. I always eat the thing I like the best last. So, anyway, again, I already have it marked up. We're at speed. Let's go ahead and make a wand. Today's a little bit longer than the other one. So, let's go. Alright, there we go. Now, on these longer wands, it gives me a couple of options. One, I could either make the neck longer or I could make the handle longer. I prefer to keep them roughly 50-50, and I think that's a good way of looking at things, in that how the world sees you is the neck area again. And what's important to you is the handle, and so keeping that nice balance, and I think that just makes a better looking wand, and maybe that means a more rounded, better looking person, not physically but maybe emotionally and whatnot. So yeah, he knocked himself loose on the roughing, so now we're going back. Let's see here. Today, let's go with this. There we go. And now, let's square him off, because maybe the subject this one likes, is a little broad. There we go. And then, maybe another big subject that he likes. This is why I like working with wood as well, is that it talks to you. A lot of times it lets you know that, hey, I am not a fan of what you're doing. Maybe you need to do something about it. So we'll do that, and then, yeah, he needs a friend. So. And then, let's see here. Let's do this. I like this. There we go. We're going to do another rounded. I don't know, sometimes people are like rounded. Sometimes I do a little harsher cut. And this is just to let me know where to do that. So now, let's get this neck going. And sometimes the handle, people can, sometimes it can knock out a handle pretty quick. Sometimes it takes a little longer. And that just depends on how, the wood talks to me. Yes, I know, the wood talks to me. As long as I don't lose arguments to it, I think I'm doing okay. And sometimes it's about trying to figure out what pattern I want to do. I look back at my previous wands. I try to make every wand as unique, a one of, as it were, because everybody's a one of, even twins. They have their own different likes, dislikes, and everything else. So why try and make the same wand when no two people are alike? Let's go a little, I can get a little closer. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to drop the speed. I'm quite happy with that, so a little slower. Again, just taking the tool marks out and defining some of these shapes a bit better. Now, Maple's pretty good about it, and so I don't have to worry too much about this, but some other woods I do, and it's on these peaks where they tear out. And it's just where a little chunk of wood will come off instead of just a normal little shaving. And so you gotta fix it, in my opinion. And sometimes that means this peak becomes a little, a little more rounded. And that's okay, because our interests change, or we've been following one thing for so long that something comes along, knowledge or a new factoid, that we're like, oh yeah, I based all of that off the wrong thing, so we have to change things a bit. Go, and that's okay. I mean, just like life, we're always taking and learning. Like with wands, it took me the better part of, I don't know, several years to really, I guess, not get good. I'm always learning, thus I'm still an apprentice, as I'm always learning. But it always takes time. My first wands were little more than tapered dowel rods now versus where I am today. And I can look back at where I am today and go like, ooh, yeah. But that's okay. It's part of life. We all need to not dwell on the past, but at least use it to go how, I've come a long way since where I was. And I think that's what the past does for us. Is it helps us see how far we've come. And that's a good thing. And I'm happy, mostly happy with that. Let's get that back up to speed. And readjust. One second. I can feel, just by the way it sounds, and when I'm trying to lock him down, he moves in. I need to tighten up a bit more. So maybe you'll actually get to see the marks a bit more this time around. Alright, now I think I got him in. And yeah, this wood is not really liking me much right now, but that's okay. We're almost done. It's almost over. I'm happy with that. Again, I'll sand a lot of the imperfections out. And a little more pointed. I'm going to make you a little more rounded today. There you go. Oh. Come on, slow down. There we go. And I guess I should talk about the neck area a bit more. Is that, for better or for worse, if the handle's who you are, the neck is how the world sees you, and it's going to be based on, you know, your wood type, the wood grain, the any imperfections, and if that's just how the world sees you. That's how I think the wand relates to you in life. And so, for better or for worse, this is, unfortunately, or fortunately, again, biases happen, is that this is how the world sees you. So, sometimes more people put more energy into this part of their lives, the neck and the head, versus the handle and the shoulder area. So here we go. And so some people will spend an inordinate amount of time doing, trying to make this perfect. I'm of the mindset of you do the best you can and you move on, because once this is done, this is your life. Go live it. Don't spend all your time trying to make one area perfect. Now, that's not to say if that's your profession, whether that's sports or music or something else, to be the best you can be. But if all you focus on is just one part, you miss out on everything else. What is it? If you... Oh, I'm going to murder this quote, but it's a movie quote from Bruce Lee, is that if you if you focus only on the moon, you miss the rest of the heavenly glory. I know, that's murdered that quote. So, c'est la vie, that is life. So yeah, there is tool marks, and so with the tool marks, the tool marks are life in general, what life does to you, and as you can see, it always affects who you are to the core. Sometimes it affects you more, sometimes it affects you a little less. That's okay. Again, that's part of life. It just means sometimes you gotta knock it out a bit. You gotta spend a little more time, knocking things out to smooth things out in your life. And that's okay. Some people require a little less. It's one of those things where it's not a competition. I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me, I had less work to do after meeting everybody and I'm back to being smooth, as it were. Or, oh, because look at me, I've had to work so much harder, therefore I'm better. And, I've met those kinds of people where life treated them well and they thought them better than everybody else. And I've been where life's treated them hard and people come around feeling that they're better than everybody else because, hey, my life was hard, therefore I've overcome more, therefore I'm better than you. Everybody's running the same race, just at different paces, and that's okay, because in the end, a little time, maybe a little more time than others, but given time, everybody can be beautiful if you're willing to put in the work. And we're getting close to being done with this. There we go. And now to the 240. Started a little late today. It's getting a little humid where I live, and I don't have the fans running like I normally do when I'm making lawns, just so I'm not having to talk over the fans and you hear the fan noise. But I like fans. Fans are great. There we go. Maybe next time I'll tell you a story of Dragon Con, of maybe when I first started out on this. And I do believe there we go. So, I think we'll call this one finished. Let's open her up, unfurl, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So, I want to thank you all for stopping by. As always, take care. Bye.